today's peace be upon you. Let's just start by settling in and a little reflection. We'll begin by just coming into the body. Most importantly, allow yourself the internal space to be happy and peaceful. Bring your awareness to the top of your head, and each time you exhale, just release any tension in that part of the body, the crown of the head. Bring your awareness to the forehead, breathing away any tension. Allowing the forehead to be spacious and open. You can soften the eyes. Moving down to the jaw. Feel the whole face relax. Down through the neck and the shoulders. Just simple releasing, coming into the body. In this moment, there's no one you have to justify yourself to. Relax the arms. And feel your hands to be beautiful. Relax the chest. Give a little internal kiss to your heart. The miracle organ. Relax your belly. Feel affection for your sexual organs as you relax that area. And allow your legs to relax as you feel supported on the earth. And feel the brightness of your feet. Sparkling with chi. Have a holistic feel of your body. Here and now, relaxed. And just feel the rhythm of your breath in this relaxed body. loose belly. This, allow this to permeate into your psychological state. For the time being, there's no need to get involved in what the thoughts are trying to bait you with, either about the past or some future state. We're just present. Relaxed, psychologically, enjoying the rhythm of the breath and our body at ease. And just take a moment with no fear to reflect on why you don't believe in a supportive God. You may come up with a few reasons which you may want to write down after, but just reflect on why you don't believe in a supportive God. Gently come back to the breath. Come back to psychological relaxation. Just being present. Just take a moment to reflect this time on the payoff. What's the benefit of remaining egoistic, blocked, and continuously acquiescing to the fear of others' opinions? So just reflect on what the payoff is in sticking to your guns, your ego, remaining blocked in what you want to do, and continually acquiescing to the other's opinions. What does it get you? Be honest. And just gently come back to the breath. The present moment. Relax into your body. The core of this class is to be truthful and sincere. And not to do what appears truthful and sincere. So we can make a little intention. May I be truthful and sincere with myself, so I can find my path. Good. We can open our eyes. And we can start the class. I think today's class will not, I think the words, not necessarily be easy. It's probably probably the topic that interests people the most. What's my vocation? How do I live my life in line with how I'm meant to be, my destiny, my truth? And it'll be difficult. Because a lot of the times, when you're on the Dharma seat, you're trying to say the truth, but you can say the truth in soft terms, and you can appease people's egos. But in terms of finding one's vocation, there's just the way it is. And to find one's vocation exposes how, when we're false, And it can be quite hard, but you have to, there's no getting around, this is the way you find one's vocation. And it's, the ego doesn't want to hear it. Okay, so it can be quite hard, it can be very uplifting, it can be very, but there's no other way to say it. I had a funny moment. It really made me laugh. Someone asking me a question. And it's, I said many times, very helpful to have different teachers, so you can have, we can often not see the forest for the trees. If you're just in one place, you get stuck in one train of thought. And I can't think of a better example. This question just made me laugh so much. I'd stop laughing for days at like what you can't see when you're in a place. It made me think you might be in a dysfunctional family. Right? It's a good example of if you're in a dysfunctional family, but you don't know it, right, until you meet a functional family. And then you're like, wow. You have like a contrast. And the point being, you can't actually see what's happening because you're so close to it. Some of the time, someone wrote to me and said, can the Dharma be your vocation? It's just the most funny thing. There's a couple of things that came up, and it's like, one, I mean, it completely implies that I have no vocation in my life whatsoever, right? And then why would you want to be listening to someone who doesn't have a vocation tell you about your vocation? Right? I wouldn't be talking to you about your vocation if I didn't know what it was, right? And the other thing is, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I didn't even bother to research it, that the whole term of a vocation comes from the spiritual path of people finding their calling from God. The very definition of vocation is follow your calling. It's the most ancient vocation there is. It's literally where vocation comes from, is you're called to God and you realize even though everyone else is earning money, everyone else is running after women, and my vocation is to be a priest. Right? It's the oldest one. It just really made me laugh. There's nothing, just like you just get lost in not seeing what it means to follow one's vocation. And you could distinguish a spiritual guide from an authentic spiritual guide, or one that is your spiritual guide, is that they live right. You can see that the way they live brings them happiness. Right? It's almost like the definition of your vocation. It's like an expression of your life. So if your life's not right, your vocation probably won't be right. So it can take a long time to find our vocation. And most people don't find it. I can only pray that you find it. Most people don't find it because it takes courage and tremendous patience and effort. And you will definitely. I've never yet come across someone who's found their vocation who hasn't suffered for it. It's a different kind of suffering, but your vocation does not come from convenient, comfortable choices. And also, when you find your vocation, expect to be attacked. people find their vocation, they don't just get praise. People often get very jealous of someone who's quite very comfortable in their life, secure in their being, and expressing themselves truly. So this is something people are generally really interested in. It might take us a little while to go through. I mean, I was going to go and making some notes, and there's so many, but maybe I'll just ramble on from the spirit and see where we go. And I had a nice synchronicity for the class when we're starting. Nice synchronicities come up. Just the other day, someone was talking to me about, two spiritual guides, and one might be like all powerful, all famous and stuff, and then just sitting with them, just open Facebook, and there was a quote. It's like basically saying, your spiritual guide is the one that gives you genuine dharma. And he says, they may be the village guru, have no hesitation whatsoever in wholeheartedly giving yourself to that spiritual guide if they're giving you genuine dharma. It's like, so if some of you here, I'm the village idiot, the local Yahoo. If that's your thing, don't worry about it. Buddha, very clear about it. It's not about someone's personality. It's about the instructions you receive that are correct instructions, that manifest correct view. So right understanding. Basically, when we really go into vocation, we will understand the connection between how much suffering we see in the world and no one having their right vocation. People doing all sorts of jobs that they don't want to do. Out of fear, security, pride, envy. And we can look and we can see how much suffering people are in. It's immense, right? This is the first thing Buddha wanted us to know. Just look. Look. The Four Noble Truths. And in the Four Noble Truths, he taught there's a way out. And that's explained. The way out, that's the Noble Eightfold Path. If you've been with me for a while, we understand it's the three higher trainings. Training in higher moral discipline, concentration and wisdom. Or it's the six perfections, the different ways of expressing the Noble Eightfold Path. And the root of it is correct view, right view, right understanding. Now, the best way to understand this is not like a moral thing. If you've got a child and you're going to bring them up and they're going to start walking with their feet like this, you will correct them. If they're going to do something that's going to ruin their back, you will correct them so they walk in the right way, the correct way, the complete way, until they perfect their walk, and you will never have to teach them how to walk again. If they don't, you might have to go to a specialist, get something on their legs so they can walk correctly. Of course, in our society, it's very dumb these days, doesn't understand when we talk about correct or right. It takes it as like a moral interpretation that you're putting someone else down. It's extraordinary stuff. Anyway, we understand. If you run a certain way that's incorrect, you'll damage your knees. Yeah. If you see people jogging, they're just shuffling along, maybe even slower than someone walking, it's really bad for you. Okay? It's not, there's a correct way to jog. So correct means it's going to stop you suffering and make you function. It's not a moral thing. I hope that's quite clear. I mean, I hope that's quite clear. It's not a moral thing. Buddha's like, you have to understand how to see things. You need the right view on the way things are. And with the right view will bring right thinking. I mean, these are all interconnected. Yeah. If you've got wrong thinking, you won't come to the right view because you won't think about it. This is why we have teachings on many different aspects of our being, which will shift you. Say one thing, like the Sheikh says, if you have a correct job, that will affect your correct view. You understand correct view? It will bring your right livelihood. But it can help us intellectually understand this process of the three bodies. Yeah. Your emotional body, your thinking body, your instinctual body, the physical body, and how these all express in this world. Right thought will bring right action, right speech. What comes out of people's speech and action are a reflection of their mind. If you're with someone who's just saying horrible things all the time, horrible emotions and snippy things, backbiting, then you don't need to be psychic to be able to see what's in their mind. Garbage, pain. They don't have the right view. Their view is my ego is the most important thing in the world. And with that view, it's just nothing but suffering. But it's like we have to check this, we have to see. We have to see within ourselves. With right action comes right livelihood. Let me say before, if you see things rightly, if you think rightly, if you speak rightly, if you act rightly, the chances are that you will end up in the right work. Which you'll have the right, and then you'll have the right effort, the right joy. The right joy will come because your life will be joyful. You have the right effort. And this is all governed by right mindfulness. We have to be aware, whatever we're doing all the time, that what I am doing is for the benefit of others. This goes completely against the ego. Now we will have interesting, ego-corrupted views on selfishness, we've talked about many times. And you think that by listening to your own inner energies, your own place on the earth, that's being selfish. But actually, most of the time, we're just too afraid to go against anyone else's opinions, and we call that service. It's not easy. It takes some investigation inside. It might take many decades to kind of understand. We're just acquiescing and disempowering ourselves in the name of a spiritual concept the ego has imagined. Yeah. So, real understanding, we will get into in Tantra, is related to fire. It's a change, it's a way of embracing the world, but it's related to energy moving, which is related to our tumo, which is related to our instinctual body and our inner energy winds. And when we can purify what we call Kundalini, when we can start purifying our internal energy, it purifies our internal thinking and patterning. And we can get into it more at a different time, the symbols of alchemy and fire and what Jesus is talking about. I come to bring fire. And it's this internal energy to transform the self into the correct way of living. So these are all interconnected to find our true self and our true being. Yeah. Yeah. So, Buddha said, we find our right livelihood by abandoning dishonest livelihood. And the synchronicity this morning is I just opened Facebook and there's a quote from Jesus saying, "You cannot serve God and Mammon." Mammon being wealth, money, superficiality, dishonest livelihood. And so we know from the teachings of Christ that to be with God, to be the Son of God, is to express yourself in this world by seeing God everywhere and seeing everyone as God. And so to do that, you don't serve fear, security, pride. So a dishonest livelihood is a livelihood motivated by those things. There are clear external ones, like Buddha says, don't deal in weapons. Right? Don't deal in weapons. Don't deal in intoxicants and things that harm people. Yeah. But on the more internal level, don't live your life from fear, insecurity, and pride and envy. So many of us, and we can't turn to our society for examples, because most of the jobs and now people can't watch YouTube without dishonesty every 5 minutes, right? Adverts are essentially the essence of dishonesty. They're trying to manipulate you, giving you false images to buy things off them. If you work in the advertising industry, it's dishonest. Part of this difficulty of the life we're in is, I say, the machines have taken over many of the jobs that we would do. Crafts work, sewing, tailoring, loads of the baking. And so people are like limited to working as salesmen, saleswomen, working in banks, which are, I think, like the essence of wrongness. Yeah, we get into the whole thing with Muhammad was you can't have interest. That's what will destroy society. Is getting people working on interest. Then you have people just doing all sorts of things that no one wants to do out of fear. Then out of within watching the media, and we can see people just the constant violence turn into things that are violent. How many people do you meet who follow and live their true vocation? It's not many. How many people do you know like suffer their work, suffer their life? Decisions made maybe by their parents, right? The fear of the parent. They're so worried about poverty that they prevent you from following your talent. I mean, there's movies made out of it, right? TV shows made out of this fear. And people trying to go against this, what society tells you. So maybe get a few uplifting stories like that. And to go against the ego, to live rightly, to serve others. We'll get into the positives in a minute, but let's look at all the decisions we make out of fear. And this is part of the meditation. Where does it get you? Are you happy with it? I need the money. Well, we do. Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. As long as we're clear about that. So I don't want to do this, but I need to eat. But we can also reflect how we ended up in that situation. Was it by following fear, by following insecurity that we ended up in that situation in the first place? And if we're not deserving of it, we won't get it yet. Because we're just going to give in to, if we got money, we'd probably just abuse it, right? It's not easy to take, not easy to hear, but your life, you remember your vocation is an expression of your life, how you're living, what's coming out of it. If you're a snippy, backbiting person who'll just get money and just abuse it or just spend it on yourself, on your greed, you probably won't get your vocation. You won't get your vocation. So. Our vocation, we've got three, there's some definitions. Let's I like this. Your divine vocation will be found in the course of your own life, not outside of you, or in a book, or a college. Look in the circumstances of today. Where is there a need? Where is there injustice? Where is there suffering? How can you help? What can you offer? By asking those questions, you can find your vocation. Those questions are not based on money or fame or recognition, but from a place of love. It does not mean you have to take dramatic action. It means you do what you are naturally called to do in your heart, because it is what you must do. Where is there a need? Where is there injustice? Where is there suffering? How can you help? What can you offer? These are the kind of questions we want to kind of look at to start. You're not just going to go, right, get it overnight. These are like, you can keep these going for a long time. You're just observing, am I working for the benefit of others? Or am I working to feed my ego? Am I working to feed my fear? Am I working to feed my pride, my envy? If I have this kind of highfalutin job, everyone will look up to me and go, oh, he's doing so well, or she's doing so well. It's not, and it kind of feeds it. It's not your vocation. When you got your vocation, Nietzsche says, then once you know the why, then the how doesn't matter. Once you know your vocation, you'll just find your way to do it. It's as simple as that. You do it because it's what you do. Someone said to me, can your vacation be walking? And it's like, it's similar to that. You walk because you walk. And when you walk, it's joyful. But you don't walk for joy. You know, I need to be joyful, I'm going to walk. That's what I'm going to be. We walk, and it's joyful. When it's your vacation, you play music, you play music. Because you play music. Why do you play music? Because I play music. It always amazed me when I was like doing writing. There was not a single person I met, not one, who wouldn't say, are you published? And when I say I play guitar, I don't think I came across anyone who said, have you got a record deal? You just go, oh great, you play guitar. What'd you play? Every single person I've ever met when I said, I write, got you published. Funny, right? You can't just write for the sake of writing it. If you're a writer, you write because you write. Because you write. Maybe when you're doing the morning pages, you go, I just love this. Nothing can get in your way. And you may work, you may not get money for your vocation, what it is that you just can't not do. And you'll work to get money to do it. And then the job's not so bad because it's feeding your vocation. And you need to get money so you can do it. Part of our course, maybe you're actually even going to find something, you haven't even started your vocation yet. Because we might just get money just to feed ourselves, just some entertainment, so we need to relax the mind and other things. We don't actually spend our money on our creative expression as a being in existence. Some of you may, you give money for meditation classes. If you got a feeling this is it. And the stages of vocation are also stages of the losing the ego. The first stage of the ego when you're on your spiritual path is like, oh, can't be bothered going to prayer. Bit of effort. And this is marked out in Sufism. Then there's another stage of the nafs, the ego, in which the only time you're comfortable is in prayer. Is in meditation. It's like, oh no, I have to come out. This is like an indication you're finding the thing. It's like, you can't not practice. And that kind of filters out into it like everything else. But you're just like waiting for the stuff you have to do to end so you can go back to prayer, to be with God. If that's not the case, then, everyone has to do the spiritual path, but it might not necessarily be your vocation. It's just having a bath might be your vocation. Might be like swimming or something, you just want to be in water. But having a bath isn't, I'm sure it is for someone. Just love having baths, and maybe they just think really well. You know what I mean? The steam room. When we work in the steam room, right? But everyone has to bath. Some people, tasting food is their vocation. Food critics. They're really good at it. Watch MasterChef, some of that inspiring. They're just the way they inspire the chefs, the way they talk about it. We all have to eat, but it doesn't mean it's your vocation. So everyone has to practice the spiritual path. Doesn't mean it's your vocation. And it's not necessary that everyone becomes a spiritual teacher. It'd be ludicrous. Or a yogi or a practitioner, but it might be. And generally the sense, so I can speak from personal experience, it's like, what am I going to do in my life? Nothing really interesting. Nothing. Oh, it's nice. Music's like, I enjoy being in a band. It's nice. Great moments. It's like, gig. Oh, it was all right. Oh, it's all right. Going to parties. It's all right. Oh, it's all right. Working in an office. Oh, no. Will I go to uni? Don't really. Go into the first Buddhist class. I'm getting ordained. And then it's like, just dropped all my friends, lock on the door, got rid of my bed, just lie on, sleep on the floor, get up at 3 a.m, refuge. Remember like buying flowers for the first time, then buy flowers for my girlfriend, for Buddha, just what's happened to me. I remember that, walking down the streets going, what has happened to me? And then it's just, everything is an inconvenience, apart from doing my thing, like everything's just an inconvenience to it. And it's just like, can I ask now to get ordained? Can I ask now to get ordained? Can I ask now? And just after 6 weeks, well, I wanted to ask that day. And then it's just like, wow, year retreat. And you had like some friends who didn't understand it at all, and the good friends like I don't care about Buddhism or religion or anything about that, but I can see that you're really happy now. So I'm really glad you're doing it. And we may have other skills and things that can both tie into our vocation or what we're actually going to do. And it's just not just simple, right? But that's the feeling. I don't have to work at liking it. And nothing would stop you doing it. I know people that prostituted themselves to be with Geshe. So they could get Vajrayana empowerment. So they could get the money for it. That's vocation. That's just, nothing will stop me. Nothing. Don't care how poor I am. Don't care what happens. Don't care where I end up. Not following your vocation is, oh, I don't have the money. And it's like, oh, I'm worried I'll lose my job. Job you hate. Worried about what my friends think, what my family think. Fear, insecurity, fear. Oh, what will my family think if I'm a street cleaner? I'm not doing that. People look down. How will I get a girlfriend? But you love it. You just love cleanliness. You love purifying. It's just easy. You just love being with the crew. Like it's just joy. It's just so happy, just in the truck. And then like they parked. My friend was a monk, and he was a street cleaner. So it's just great. I loved this. Such a great job. 4 days on, 4 days off, and you have like such a laugh. You just park at the side, and people just like, it's great for your ego. People just look down on you and stuff. But it's like, this is someone who's awakening. Street cleaner. Loved it. It's not nice for your mum and dad to say, what's your son do? He's a street cleaner. Or he cleans toilets. What did Baron say? Was that Shivali? Perfect. Yeah, that's grateful. That's nice. Yeah, exactly. 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 So this is dishonest living. When we're following our fears, our pride. I would say, it's not easy, right? If you want to find your vocation, you have to confront these things. So let's, so the ego seeks more. It seeks to feed itself. So in the normal job track, the career of most people, they look for an easier job and more money, a better title, more respect, convenience, pleasure, self-satisfaction. The ego does not ask, how can I be of service? Or how can I improve the lives of others? Right? So I've got the notes here. There are 3 ways to find our vocation. The first way is by discovering we have a special capacity, some skill or ability that is natural. We may have many skills, but the vocation will encompass it all. The intellect cannot find the synthesis of our skills and interests, but the heart can. The second way is by recognizing an urgent need. The third way is through guidance. So an urgent need is like the circumstances of your life in which you are called to go and help someone and you refuse out of fear. Was it the examples Gandhi? Right? He was called to action by God. And he took it. And he went against his fear, he went against his insecurities and his pride when he helped the people who needed help. And through that, he found his vocation. The job he was in was not his vocation. But it encompassed who he was, right? He's a lawyer, and they're very smart, and they know how to see things and argue, and he could use that skill for his vocation. And the other's correct guidance. So this is very rare. Most of the guidance we receive is based on fear, insecurity, pride, and the ego. Most of the guidance is to get more money, get a better career, right? Title. Most people, if you say, what are you doing? Well, I've got nothing, I've got no money, no clothes, struggling day by day, but I'm really happy. Most people will say, I don't believe you. And they say, oh, come on, you can't maintain that. Most people are not interested in right livelihood. Most people serve mammon, wealth, money. Correct guidance is like an inspiring teacher, or someone who's going to help you find your heart, give you the courage to follow through in doing what you're good at, to see the skills you have and gently encourage you to do it. And you'll go kicking and scream, kicking and scream. I can't tell you how long it took me to get Baron to make the hutch. I mean, just kicking and screaming. It's all right, yeah. It's like kind of the internal thing always is like some kind of he wants something from me, you know. It's like it'll be something or this or that, some internal thoughts, you know, to do it. And you know, over time, it is I don't want anything from him. Baron's been amazed. Baron offered me money. It's like I don't want your money, Baron. It's not for your money. But there was, and it's not easy. There was one time, I think one of the I can't even describe the feeling. It's like melancholy. Can't say it's sadness. Maybe it's sadness, melancholy, just a profound fucking hell. The journey of the soul and my responsibility of just seeing Baron in the living room once, just on his own, with someone living with him who doesn't like him. Just nothing to do, but just there. Sticking through it, I'm like, just I think every part of my being just kind of prayed for him. It's just, the responsibility of being a teacher. It's not easy. It's just like, I hope it comes good. It's just like, I still can picture him. It's like, it's so hard to follow your truth and like to commit to it. And then eventually the payoff is irrelevant. So it's like the sheikh can go, yeah, you're doing great, Baron. It didn't make any difference whether the sheikh said that or not. It's a nice affirmation. He already knows he's doing good. Right? It's just love it. So much suffering to get there. So much sacrifice. Well, they start, still kicking and screaming. but doing it. But just like taking the pain. It's not an easy thing in this day and age to just come home outside of all the young people, have nothing really to do, and just on your own for a long time. But just get on with it. And then they say it pays off. And then say it doesn't matter if what people say, it doesn't matter if people slander you. It's just like, yeah, whatever. That's another sign. If you're not doing the thing you're meant to do and someone says, you're rubbish, you're not at it, that's not true. You're like, oh. And just take one criticism and your world collapses, right? I remember that. How can you say that? Oh no, must be true. That's a sign, right? It's a sign when we're doing the thing we want to do, it just doesn't matter. I've had people laugh in my face. It's just whatever. It's like, good. This is kind of what I'd like you to get. It's like, I'm suffering. It's like, good. I've got something to measure myself against, to mark my soul against, to challenge myself, to see if I've got any kind of worthiness at all. But if you're going to follow the art, you're going to suffer. And it's nice and easy in your mind to go, oh yeah, I'll do it. And then you're just a bit hungry and it's like, oh no, I want money. Right? Oh, I'm suffering. Oh no, I want to do. The ego kicks in. Oh no. Then, oh no, what am I doing? Well, who is this spiritual teacher? Just the slightest suffering. And the slightest fear. Oh no, then it's just, oh, well, what will happen to me? I'll never get a girlfriend. Or just like, oh. Right? If you're gonna keep listening to that mind, you'll never find your vocation. This is what I mean by hard class. That's the truth. It doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna have a lot of suffering. But if you've been living out of insecurity and lies your whole life, chances are you're gonna have to shift things, and it won't be easy according to the ego. Are you prepared to have a bad reputation? Are you prepared for your parents to go, you shouldn't be doing that? So I don't care what you think. Are you? If you're not, you're not going to find your vocation. Or you can say after, no, I think I will find my vocation by acquiescing to the fears of others, the opinions of others, and my fear of money, my fear of experiencing the slightest suffering. I'll still find my true calling in life. I don't know what world you're living in, but it's not the same world as me. Anyone think you'll find your true calling in life by doing that? Or does anyone think, if I find my true calling, really, yeah, I'll just be like, I won't care what anyone else thinks about me. I won't care about the money. I won't be doing it for the money. I won't be doing it for anything. I'll do it because it's what I do. If money comes, money comes, money comes. I'm not working for Mammon. You could draw a picture of Mammon, stick him up on your wall. Maybe it's like it's in the consciousness, Mammon. When you hear it, ooh, it's just like, it's almost worse than Satan. It's just, working for the grey gentleman. Working out of fear. Yeah. Working just to be comfortable with material possessions. Yeah. Too weak just to suffer just a little bit, like having to sleep on someone's floor. So scared of what anyone thinks of you. Yeah. When you say it out like that, you can't get too much pride in yourself. It's like, just by some luck, you've got some money for a bit. Yeah. Just wait. The government's getting to the point where you're going to take money away. So it's like, doesn't matter how much you've saved up. Just be a social credit score. When you just get portioned things you're allowed to have. What are you going to do then? So, does anybody got any thoughts on what we've been talking about? Does anyone got examples of someone who inspires you? Who followed their vocation? You going to say something, Samaya?
What came to mind was thinking about fear and false humility. So not rising up to potential, but staying down, as it were, with cleaning, because it's comfortable and safe and ticks a lot of boxes of service um, and I do my other painting, which doesn't make money, and it satisfies those things that you were speaking about. But I was just curious about not aiming high enough. What that if like
Yep.
sort of staying under the wire.
Yep. That's the next section. Let's do it. Great.
Thanks.
There we go. The notes. It's the term we have here is, where are we? The virtue trap. There are powerful payoffs to be found in staying stuck and deferring nurturing your sense of self. For many creatives, the belief that they must be nice and worry about what will happen with their friends, family, mate if they dare to do what they really want to constitutes a powerful reason for non-action. A woman with 2 small children wants to take a pottery class. It conflicts with some of her son's little league practices, and she wouldn't be able to attend as faithful audience. She cancels pottery and plays the good mother, seething on the sidelines with resentments. A young father with a serious interest in photography yearns for a place in the home to pursue his interest. The installation of a modest family darkroom would require dipping into savings and deferring the purchase of a new couch. The darkroom doesn't get set up, but the new couch does. Spirituality has often been misused as a route to an unloving solitude, a stance where we proclaim ourselves above our human nature. This spiritual superiority is really only one more form of denial. For an artist, virtue can be deadly. The urge toward respectability and maturity can be stultifying, even fatal. We strive to be good, to be nice, to be helpful, to be unselfish. We want to be generous of service of the world, but what we really want is to be left alone. What's left is a shell of our whole self. It stays because it is caught. Like a listless circus animal prodded into performing, it does its tricks, it goes through its routine, it earns its applause. Afraid to appear selfish, we lose ourself. We become self-destructive, because this self-murder is something we seek passively rather than consciously act out. We are often blind to its poisonous grip on us. The true self is a disturbing character, healthy and occasionally anarchistic, who knows how to play, how to say no to others and yes to itself. It ties into the meditation we did. Hopefully you found why you don't actually believe in a supportive God. You got your reasons, your thing. Maybe it's like, I believe in God and this, but actually how we act and live? No, we don't. We believe our ego, and we don't really believe we'll be supported. And unless I listen to my ego and its thoughts, I won't survive. So hopefully you'll see how you need some insight to understand what selfishness means. There's this thing of serving others. It's not serving their idea of what they think they need. It's coming through your true self. It's the whole essence of the path is you have to liberate yourself first. Then you can help others. Liberating yourself is actually there is a note that I had which is very, very good in this regards. I do want to. We decide how powerful God is for us. We unconsciously set a limit on how much God can give or help us. We are stingy with ourselves, and if we receive a gift beyond our imagining, we often send it back. Yeah, we just stay small. Very famous quote, we're afraid of our own light. We're afraid to shine. You're afraid of how other people will. And it is very difficult, because we talked about before, and we were talking in the Tantra class, that when you're beginning your journey, when you're a small seed, if you open it up and people trample on it, it dies. So it's very difficult to shine in the beginning in health and know how to protect yourself. Because if someone does start criticizing you, it just goes down. Yeah. And so really, using Buddha's analogy, at the moment we're like a match. Generally what we're like a match. Maybe come to class and you spark the fire, and then by the time you go out the door, it's down to your fingers and it burns you, and you drop it. And then you light it again. And then until you can light a candle, and that'll last a bit longer. But even so, someone can just come and go. Buddha says you'll become like the sun. There'll be a stage where it's almost like you maybe got a torch and you go, fuck you, and shine it in someone's eyes who's trying to say something bad against you. Like, when you're the sun, it's just like, have you seen Avatar? Being with the third eye blast. Wherever you look, they just. You're like the sun. Yep. We could say like someone like Sheikh Nazim is like the sun. I was going to be a small moon. Yangchen.
So I'm thinking that the vocation really, when you're on the spiritual path, you want to help other people. So you want to be able to be helping as much as you can. But if in your life there comes an opportunity where you can actually help financially and being indulgent and doing things that you would never have been able to do before, for me, that seems like I don't know whether I'm trying to convince myself that that would be an okay thing in terms of spirituality as well, but I think there would be nothing wrong with having holidays to Las Vegas, going on this place, taking people with you, in the knowledge that you're also giving all the time to, those that might never experience that. And the world is this playground that we don't want to be too afraid to do the highfalutin stuff because that would make us feel guilty because that's a waste. So I'm just trying to get my head round if that could possibly be your vocation. Like before, it's, you wake up and think, right, how can I help today? And it might be that you just have a welcoming house that somebody can come for a cup of tea and that's great. That's how you're helping. But it might be that you go, do you know how you've always wanted to go to Machu Picchu? Well, let's do that thing. Let's go there. And I think that there's merit in playing in this beautiful playground that we've been given without shame. But yeah, I'm just trying to match that up.
In the synchronous thing that just appeared on my page was from Father Richard. He said, many of us, myself included, have a confused, guilt-ridden, obsessive attitude about money. There's hardly anybody who can think in a clear-headed way about it. Right? It's, what do you do with Jesus' sin? But Muhammad, he put it best. When he said, like everybody's got a shaitan. Yeah. And it's like in the blood. And the Sahaba, like, even you, Rasul? Even you? And he's like, yeah, but mine's is Muslim. Yeah, right. It's like you can't serve God and Mammon, but you can serve God and Mammon can serve you. So it's just what you're saying. It's like you're not in service to money. Money's in service to you. And that way you can be like Sheikh Nazim, my beloved. He said Sheikh Nazim had like £1 million in his his cupboard. He just like, he's got this thing, he just chucks money. He just like, money just come through. At one time they were so poor. He said like he got an electricity bill for 10,000 because they had this really bad sale. And he's like, I can't pay it. You know, he's like in tears. I can't pay it. I can't help. What's going to happen to the people? And then we had lots of money, and then he's got lots of money. Just same with Venerable Geshe. Just money, just in, money out, money in, money out, money in, money out, money in, money out. being poor and homeless doesn't make you spiritual. Just go and speak to poor and homeless people. Go into Edinburgh. You don't even want to be near them. It's just like pain. It's not spiritual. It's not to be attached. This is the key. You're not making decisions to get money. If you're basing your things to get money, money's just a currency. It's just a means. And if you're attributing that to an action, a phenomenon, a way of life, you're totally mistaken. Money's just a concept. Instead of having to take, your cows down to the market, you just make an agreement. This is an agreement of 4 cows. So it saves me carrying them down to the market. But if you're just living for that piece of paper, you're gravely mistaken. So I think it can be quite easy intellectually, but as you say, like in our whole culture, we've got guilt-ridden ideas about abundance and what it means to shine. And if you're a bodhisattva, then you want money. I think it's the guy who runs Samuel Ling. He should do the lottery. He's not going to spend it on himself. That's the point, right? Like, take people to Vegas. They need a holiday. It's like, I've got money. I can do anything. I can now help. I can serve. But if you attach to that money, whoa. And this is part of the test. As soon as you get a bit more power, if you become a boss, you start like all those kind of insecurities. You start putting them on your employees. You start using that power. If you start abusing that power in you, then you're on a bad line. It's not. There's a song by who's a singer from Fairground Attraction? I can't remember her name. It's not how big your share is; it's how much you can share. Hi, Sebastian. You're on TV. Hiya.
Waving.
Everyone's waving at you, Sebby.
You waving? You gonna wave?
Hello.
Good boy.
Come here. Come here.
Oh, that's good. Let's get the shake off the screen. It's how much you can share. So when I lived with my friend, he didn't have any money. So I'd split my dole check with him. Definitely lived that for quite a while. You don't get much on the dole. Didn't matter. We're in love. So but if you've got 50 grand, can you split 25? Or someone needs 25 grand? Okay. So it's like this attachment thing. Because we'll have a thing where the ego will take hold of it, and it'll, as you say, it makes you feel guilty or not enjoy what you actually enjoy. It's not like that at all. So it's like, I love sleep. I love sleep. I love sleep. I love sleep. You can ask my wife if I'm attached to it. If she says when the baby's crying in the morning, no, I'm not getting up, I'm sleeping. So, all right, sleep's over, now we get up. Can I go back to bed? Great. Stay up as long as I need to stay up. I'm not like, oh no, pretend I don't like it, or just, now it's the next thing. So this will all come back to living in the moment, right? Being present, being mindful of every action, everything you're doing. So yeah, it's a great question. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Well, we can't judge. We can judge a monk by if they've got money, but we can't judge a bodhisattva, and bodhisattva's higher. And then we go into tantra, and that the real way that we help people is by being enlightened. And that's to be so happy the human mind can't conceive of it. And that is, this universe is your kingdom. You are an empress in which you, like, those motherfuckers stole this idea. You'll own nothing and be happy. Like, it's all yours. All the trees. This is God's garden that you're in. The garden. You're in the garden. Abundance, being just wish for it. Wish for filling tree. Just wish for it. It's there. So, wow. But why are you wishing for it, Yang Chen? Why are you wishing for it? Are you going to Las Vegas to gamble and get more money? Then you're in big trouble, right? But if you're going to have a party and see the colored lights and be in Bikini Land, oh, fantastic. And then people in Las Vegas go, who are those guys? They're really happy. Who are you? Oh, we do meditation, stuff like that. Oh, and they get interested, and that person becomes liberated in that life. It's in this action, right view, right thought, right speech. And then it's like a wild ride. Let's say it's a wild life. It's so wild. I mean, one of the monks that I lived with, Sultram, he said, I've renounced the world and I live in mansions, palaces. I travel around the entire world. I've got hundreds and hundreds of friends, and I meet the most amazing people in the world. That's what happened when he's like saying no to Mammon. We lived in mansions. Even the Priory, it's a mansion. That's where I lived, in a mansion. Then go and visit other mansions. It's like, wow, there's this unbelievably big grounds and stuff like that. But you just can't own it, right? Just can't grab it, that's all. So, are you going to go on the wild ride of your vocation? Yeah. Can you trust God? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in a supportive God? And can you just put out there what you really want? Maybe we'll have to get into that next week, or try and get the notes done. What do you really want? You can get, like, on your shrine, you can have things that you really want and love. The life that you really want. We do that meditation and loving kindness. What is a life that's worth living? And have images of it, of how you want it to be. And start listening to your heart. And then just keep noticing when you give in. You block yourself out of fear, insecurity, pride, and envy. And what's the payoff? Is it worth it? Those people that criticize you at school that you caved to, where are they? All those people you were worried about in your 20s, all those friends, all your friends for life, where are they? What's the payoff? What was the fear? You might go hungry for a bit. You might have to sleep on the floor. You might be uncomfortable. You might be like Baron, just lying there on a couch on your own. It's like but how does it work for you? It's just constant dissatisfaction. Yeah, so dream big. You're not going to find it overnight. Yeah, you understand the Noble Eightfold Path is like, it's all connected. I really hope you see that. This is your spiritual life, is life. You must do what you love. How do you help people if you're miserable? No, it used to be a fantasy of mine, Yang Chen. Really a lot. If I had 8 million, I could live forever, travel in the world, and incognito, find out who needs help and give them money. Not through charities, but I just travel everywhere I go. Oh, this person needs this, and then just suddenly they'd end up with 50 grand in their bank account, and then just like that, like a wanderer of the earth, just helping people. Just this wish. He's uncontrollable. That's what we should be like, trying to find our vocation. Woo! Let's try this, and we try this, and we try that, and we try different things. Yeah, and we try it, and we get things wrong. And we don't care how we look. We're always concerned how we look. Here he comes.
You waving? You gonna wave?
Yeah, baby.
You waving? You gonna wave your hand?
Well done.
Engineer hands.
We said.
Does anybody else have any questions or anything coming up? I hope it's in some way it's clear, getting some sort of clarity, some understanding. And so in the last couple of minutes is that we can think about going on an adventure to find our Holy Grail, our true calling. Right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right joy, right mindfulness, mindful of every action. And we can, like, if we're like in the Bodhisattva thing, we're like, how's this helping? Right. So, in answer to Yangshin, and you're feeling guilty about going on a trip, how's that helping? How's that helping anyone? Are you going to just put yourself down and just like make the kids food, even though they can make food themselves, and you want to do something? How's that helping? How does that serve anyone? Yeah. Benefiting others doesn't mean destroying yourself, murdering yourself, self-destruction. We can really analyze, we can get into this, what self-destruction means. It's often disguised as being spiritual. You just destroy your own wishes, your own, like what Yang Chen's alluding to, guilt-ridden thing for existing. Let's take the call. Get some images of like destroying the dragon. This is it. This is right livelihood. That's what the dragon is the fear. So when your fears come out, go, this is the dragon. Am I going to listen to it? Can I suffer? Can I suffer? What happens to you when you start suffering? Does your mind just go wild? Or you just go, great, I'm suffering, good. I need this to cleanse this constant suffocation of the ego. Constantly just listening to its whiny fears. It's like a mosquito. Yeah, I'm hungry now, I want this. So, get some images of heroes. When you're in your right vocation, you're a hero. If you want to be a hero, you find your right livelihood. Yeah? It inspires others. It's okay, we're going to stumble. They say when you're learning to walk, you fall, right? You don't condemn yourself. I didn't see Baron going to Sebastian, you fucking idiot. Sorry. You fell over! What kind of moron are you? I'm sure there's parents like that. You don't do that, do you? If you've been like walking or like just crawling over glass your whole life, you beat someone up about it. You just recognise it. You need to come back. But you're going to probably have to crawl over glass on the way back. That's the only trouble. It's the wrong way. Stop listening to the coward. Hey, there she is. Hey, Pickle. Baby wars. We can make a vote. Who's the cutest? Make each other jealous. Oh, best pals. Sebastian. Yeah, it's your friend. Oh, there we go. So maybe if you've got children, you can maybe see yourself what you want from them. Do you want them to be happy or do you want them to get security? Right? All we can say is that if you really, really, really let go into God, you won't die. You'll maybe suffer, but you'll be looked after. Enough. Not how your ego wants like 3 meals a day, right? Maybe you just get 1 meal a day, but you'll be provided for. Okay, so let's start the journey. Start the journey. We're already on the journey because it's the Eightfold Path. But really, listen to your heart and live with dignity, grace, and honor. Yeah. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. For those that are ill, may you get well. And I pray that we'll see each other again soon. Oh, there's Emmy. Appears. Usually don't do a black screen. It's nice to see a face. I pray that you're finding your vocation. Amy, I'm sure you are. A beautiful soul. Don't see any reason why you wouldn't be. Okay, thank you. Waving! Rumi! Bye! Sebastian! Bye!
Wave your hand.
Wave, wave.
Bye!
Bye, everyone. Say bye-bye.
Wave it.
Magic hands. That's it. Do it, magic hands. Little baby.
Trying to get out.
Tiny crawler. Climb the mountain of your vocation.
Who's that? Samaya.
That's Daniel. Daniel Youngchin. Seriously? Da 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 da. Oh. Can't hear you, Youngchin. Oh, Great Hope. What are you saying, Great Hope?
Hi, baby boy.
Oh, it's Youngers.
That.
Say hi.
Say hello.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hello.
Sebastian. Oh, I get a smile. What a beautiful
Big
boy. Yeah, you.
Oh,
You.
seriously? Little mosquito.
Hello.
Wave hi, Daniel.
Hi there.
Oh. Oh. Bye bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.